long time, and still do sometimes, is that there's almost no barrier to entry. It's really easy for almost anybody to participate in soccer. You just need a ball and hopefully some good shoes and a place to play. In the city of Edmonton, obviously, it's a priority for us to make sure that we have great facilities, great fields to play on. But then it takes community to remove those last barriers, to help people get time, to help them get coaching, maybe even to get them a ball and some shoes. And so I really want to applaud Conde and Yange for their leadership in putting this together. Absolutely. You know, almost anything that's great in Edmonton today started out having a first-year anniversary like this. It started out small because one or two or three people got together around a table and had an idea, and they said, you know what, this is a good place to live. We think we can make it a great place to live. And we're going to put some people together to do that. And so here we are at the first anniversary, celebrating all the work that's happened. And so thank you to the two co-founders, and then to anyone else who was involved in the last year and who was involved in putting on tonight's events. You know, thank you from all of us at City Hall. We get a lot of the credit. We also get a lot of the blame when things don't go well. But when phenomenal things happen in Edmonton, it's because citizens take the initiative. And it's especially heartwarming when more recent immigrants also take leadership and contribute to strengthening community for fellow newcomers, and then also building bridges out to other communities. And that's something else that sport does really, really well here in Edmonton. So these values are all really, really well aligned here in our city. And so that's why I really wanted to come here tonight and to say congratulations on 1 year. And you know, it's very, very important because it's not just about obesity and diabetes and heart disease and some of the other challenges that come when people aren't getting enough exercise. It's also about that sense of community that's built by being out and being in the community instead of staying home. And then we also know that if you're getting that exercise, you're going to not only be engaged more in community, but you're probably going to learn more. You're probably going to contribute more back to the community. You're probably going to be more productive and creative in your work. And hopefully all of those things are going to make life easier for you and your family as well. So that physical activity makes a huge difference, not just for your physical health, but your total well-being and the well-being of the community. And so that's why these community initiatives that help support fitness and strengthen community are building blocks in building a more inclusive Edmonton, a healthier Edmonton, and a more successful city for all of us. And so that's why this is wonderful. We look forward to celebrating 10 years and 20 years and 25 years with you and seeing what you can grow into, because it's wonderful to look out and see young people today who've been given the chance to compete and to play, and we'll look forward to many more years of that. And in Edmonton here, we're getting some extra inspiration these days because this summer we had the FIFA Women's Under-20 games here. I don't know if any of you had a chance to go see those. Yeah, they were phenomenal, weren't they? Yeah, absolutely. And Canada had a tough game a couple of weeks back, but it was sure wonderful to see such a diverse group of Canadian athletes from every walk of life. And that's the difference. You have people from other countries and they're sort of unidimensional, but then you have a Canadian team, and that's what this country's, that's one of the things I love about this country is the diversity of it, and I think we're stronger for that. It didn't help us that night against the Germans, but they went on to win the World Cup. So the only team the Canadians lost to was the team that won the World Cup. That's how I choose to look at it. So that's a good thing. And then next year, you may know that if you're soccer fans, that the Women's World Cup, all ages, the adults Women's World Cup is going to be held in Canada, and on June 6th of next year, you should get your tickets now because they are going to sell out. We are going to fill Commonwealth Stadium because the Canadian women's team is going to play in the opening game. I can't remember who they're playing. It doesn't really matter because Canada is going to be playing. It will be the opening ceremonies right here in Edmonton for this cross-country tournament, international tournament that's going to be kicking off early next summer. And so we invite you all to come to that. I think that's going to be inspirational. Some of you may remember that game about 10 years ago at Churchill Stadium with about 35,000 people when we watched the Canadian women play, and it was magic then. And so this is going to be great. There'll be, I think, 6 other games next summer too, high-level international soccer. And then in our midst here, we have the International Triathlon Union events happening, and they're sort of tying up traffic, and I hope that's not too inconvenient for you. But we have almost 4,000 of the fittest human beings on the planet here in Edmonton this week in order to compete in our city and establish who is the world champion, who is the best triathlete in each different category right here in our city. And I'll get to hand out some medals over the weekend, which is going to be really extraordinary. It's inspired me to look after myself a little bit better. I love riding my bike, but I didn't so much like running, but I've been running for a month now and I'm starting to feel good about it. And I just got to work on my swimming and then I'm ready to start doing some triathlon. So the short distance triathlon, not the full distance triathlon, the master's class triathlon. So, we're blessed to have these kinds of events, and then we're always working to bring new ones to the city of Edmonton because they have this opportunity to inspire and to connect us to the world. And I just had the opportunity to be in Glasgow over in Scotland for the Commonwealth Games, where I actually had a chance to meet with a number of the athletes and delegates from Sierra Leone, actually, who were kind enough to give me one of their opening ceremonies uniforms, actually, which I have at City Hall, which was a really wonderful gesture. And so we'll need your help potentially, because you may have heard we're trying to bring the Commonwealth Games to Edmonton in 2022. And Sierra Leone is one of the countries that has a vote. So if you know anyone back home who's involved in athletics in Sierra Leone, put in a good word, or in any other nation that's a member of the Commonwealth, please put in a good word for us. And if you have some ideas for how to improve our chances. I think we have good chances, but every little bit helps. But the thing that really excites me about Commonwealth Games is two things. One is being able to welcome athletes representing a third of the world's population to Edmonton, and 71 countries that do business primarily in English. And so it's great relationships for us. It opens up great opportunities for immigration, for trade, and for research from our universities and colleges and so on. So it opens up a lot of opportunity for us externally. But for Edmontonians to have the opportunity to be inspired again by athletes playing in 17 different sports at the highest level internationally, it was inspiring for the people of Glasgow, and they expect that they're going to have a healthier population because of it. They're actually going out and making sure that it's easier for more people to get into their rec centers, for more kids to be involved in sports like soccer, so that more of their children will be healthy and they'll have better prospects in life. So at a different scale than what we're doing here tonight, but for exactly the same reasons, sport can bring the world together, can strengthen community, and it can make people healthier as well, which benefits all of us. And so once again, congratulations for everything that you've done in the first year, and we look forward to many more years of building community and healthy young kids. So thanks again from all of us at City Hall, and thanks for inviting me to be a part of your evening.
Thank you. Conde.